Greetings, YouTube. I heard a piece on NPR today that was talking about how the mental health system in America, what our pathetic entity we have that goes by that name, has failed miserably when it comes to children needing mental health support. And it gave an example of a family that had taken in a foster child named Daniel, who they eventually adopted. Now, Daniel had come from a really bad environment, near starvation, heavily abused, really not healthy. And as he got physically better, he began to have manifestations of severe mental illness. Not shocking. And he exhibited this through acts of violence against the three other children in the family and the parents. Really severe acts of violence. And he was in the emergency room for this situation again and again and again. And the private insurance the family had would not cover the type of treatment that he needed to get healthy, because it was going to run like $100,000 a year. We'll put aside that medical costs in America are outrageous and way higher than any other country. They just wouldn't cover it. And when they took their son to the hospital the 11th time, they were told by Child Protective Services, if you take your son home again this last time, we will take your other 3 kids away. And if you leave your child here, you will be charged with child abandonment. So, they could lose 1 child or 3 children. What do you think they did? They left their son at the hospital. The state took over and covered the treatment that he needed. Though they still did bounce him from 3 different treatment facilities over the next 3 years. When the family was finally able to sue the state because of the state's failure to help this family. Remember, they were foster family. They took in this kid who needed a family and won him back and money to help treat him. And now he's 24. He's in a stable relationship. He has a full-time job. He has a child of his own. And he's still working on his mental health issues, as I can well imagine. I'm 54. I'm still working on my childhood mental health issues. I feel this guy. I know what that's like. We had different stories, but I know what that's like. And our mental health system is so insane and so crappy that a family had to give up custody of their kid to let him get treatment. Because a lot of the time, people just don't think of mental health as being a health issue. Cancer? Oh, that's a health issue. Broken limb? Oh, that's a health issue. Meningitis? Yeah, that's a health issue. But anxiety, depression, and PTSD? Oh, well, maybe you should just have a more positive attitude about things. Bullshit. We need to deal with this. First of all, we need comprehensive universal health care in America, paid for by tax dollars, so that we, at the point of delivery of the service, don't have to pay anything, which would be cheaper and ethical and moral, which is probably why we're not doing it in America, because that means the middleman wouldn't get their cut. And heaven forfend if the middleman doesn't get his cut. But here you have a family, torn apart, literally, desperately trying to support their kid. And the only way they can do it is let the state take him away. That seem right to you? That seem just? Sure as shit doesn't to me. What are we going to do about it? What was I heard? Oh, that's right. We're not going to do a damn thing. We're just going to let the system limp along like it is. And this happens to thousands of families. because the system doesn't care, because the system doesn't work. Now, we can fix the system. We have models in the other industrialized nations. There are plans out there that we could pick and choose the elements from them till we could build a perfect system to suit America. But we don't, because we want the middleman to get his cut, and we simply don't give a shit about children in need.